to my channel. My name is Maham and I crochet cute things. Please don't skip this part of the video because I'm going to go over yarn, material, hook size, as well as some important information to know before following the tutorial. Before we get into anything, I want to note that this tutorial is beginner friendly, but it is not absolute beginner friendly. So if this is your very first crochet project, then I wouldn't recommend starting off with this just because we use chenille yarn and it can be hard for you to see the stitches. However, for the cushion and the Jellycat plushies, I used a no magic ring technique. So if you are a beginner, then this will be really easy for you. And if you struggle with a magic ring, then you can do it without a magic ring. And that brings me to my second note. If you want to replace the fake magic ring with a real magic ring, please go ahead and do so. The steps for the rounds remain the exact same, whether you're using a fake magic ring or a real magic ring. I'm going to be using two different kinds of yarns in this video. I'm using a fluffy chenille yarn for the plushies and then a regular cotton yarn for the legs. And if you're making the keychain, then I also used acrylic yarn for that. If you're wondering how I made this bag to go along with the keychain, I have a full playlist full of crochet bags, and this is the chunky everyday shoulder bag from there. The exact yarn that I used is on my Amazon storefront, and the link to that is in the video description. I've also put a bunch of other materials. So for example, you're going to need safety eyes. I don't know what size eyes I use because I have a box from Amazon that has a bunch of different sizes, but they're not marked. So I'm sorry, I don't know. Then you're gonna need a plastic needle because there is a little bit of sewing. The cushion is no sew, but the Jellycats, you are gonna need to sew the legs onto the body. Then you're also gonna need some key rings for the keychain and a jewelry clasp to attach it onto a bag. Another important note is that the pattern for these hearts is super repetitive. It's so very repetitive. So after showing you the main demonstrations and working with you for most of the rounds, you will need to refer to the written pattern to complete the rest of it. But don't worry, the steps are the exact same, and my goal here is not just to show you how to make the plushies or how to make the cushion, but to also show you how you can read patterns so that you can continue to crochet amigurumis by yourself. So don't be intimidated. Please open the written pattern before you start crocheting because you are going to need to refer to it. With that being said, I'd also love to introduce you guys to today's sponsor, which is Craftsy. Craftsy is an online community of creative makers where members can find endless inspiration, advance their skills, and find their new favorite hobby. With over 2,000 classes in more than 20 creative categories, there's always something new to learn on Craftsy, whether you're a beginner or a master of your craft. There are lots of classes on drawing, baking, crochet, sewing, knitting, embroidery, and lots more. As a member, you can learn directly from the experts with classes taught by experienced, award-winning instructors who share their professional techniques that will help you take your skills to the next level. These are some of my favorite classes that I highly recommend you check out if you want to improve your crochet skills. You can learn how to crochet beautiful flowers, turn granny squares into wearables, create a cute cactus garden, learn how to read and understand crochet patterns, and so much more. The best part is that the first 1,000 of my subscribers to click the link in the video description will get a full year of premium membership to Craftsy for only $1.49. Happy crafting, everyone, and let me know which class you will be taking in the comments. We're going to start by making a fake magic ring. If you know how to make a real magic ring, you can do that, but this is good for beginners. You're going to start off by making a slip knot. Insert your hook under and just make a regular slip knot. Then you're going to chain 4. 1, 2, 3, and 4. Then you're going to slip stitch into the first chain over here. Insert your hook into that first chain that you made. Pull the loop through like that. Now, when you open your chains up, you should see a little circle in the middle. This is going to be your magic circle or your magic ring. Then you're going to chain 1. If you made a regular magic ring, then you should already have this chain 1. For round 1, we're going to insert 8 single crochets into the circle. So insert your hook into the circle. Remember, don't go into the chains, go into the circle, pull up a loop, then yarn over and pull through both the loops on your hook. This is your first single crochet of round 1. Get your stitch marker or bobby pin and mark it. Go ahead and insert your hook back into the circle. Do you see where my nail is coming out? That's where you should be inserting your hook. Go ahead and do 7 more single crochets so that you have a total of 8 single crochets in round 1. Once you're done with 8 single crochets, just pull this tight. Now we're going to start round 2. Go ahead and insert your hook into the marked stitch. Remove your marker and do your first single crochet of round 2. And then mark it with a stitch marker again. Now the pattern for round 2 is 2 single crochets in every stitch. That means that you already have your first single crochet. Now insert your hook into the same stitch and do another single crochet. Now you've got 2 single crochets in the same stitch. Go ahead and repeat this all the way around. So now we're going to do 2 single crochets in the next stitch. That's 1. Insert my hook back through that same stitch, 2, and repeat this all the way around. 2 single crochets in every stitch, and at the end of this round you should have a total of 16 single crochets. Now we're going to do round 3. Insert your hook into the marked stitch, remove your marker, do your first single crochet of round 3, and place your marker back. Now the pattern is going to be 1 single crochet and then an increase. An increase is when you do 2 single crochets in the same stitch. So we did 1 single crochet, and now in the next stitch we're going to do an increase. That means that we're going to insert 2 single crochets in the same stitch. And repeat this all the way around. So in the next stitch we're going to do 1 single crochet, and in the next stitch we're going to do an increase. 1 single crochet, and in the same stitch another to make the increase, and repeat all the way around. 1 single crochet and then an increase. Next we're going to do round 4. Go ahead and insert your hook into the marked stitch, do your first single crochet of round 4 and mark it again. The pattern is going to be 2 single crochets and then an increase. So you did your first single crochet, and in the next stitch you're going to do your second single crochet, and in the next stitch you're going to do an increase. And repeat this all the way around. So in the next stitch 1 single crochet, in the next stitch your second single crochet, and in the next stitch an increase, which is 2 single crochets in the same stitch. For round 5 we're going to do 1 single crochet in every stitch. So start your round like we always do by doing your first single crochet in the marked stitch and place the marker back. We do this so that we know where the round starts from and where the round ends, so please don't forget to place your marker in the first stitch of every round. Now for this round you're just going to do 1 single crochet in every stitch. So just go into every stitch and insert 1 single crochet. Don't do any increases, and make sure that your stitch count remains the same. Next we're going to do round 6. I'm just going to turn my work this way. For round 6, it's the same step, so you just insert your hook into the marked stitch and you're just going to do 1 single crochet in every stitch. And once again, your stitch count will remain the same. You're just doing 1 single crochet in every stitch, going all the way around. Here's how to end it. So I finished my last single crochet of round 6. All you're going to do next is just cut your yarn and make sure you leave sort of like a long tail. Not too long, and then pull it up and just tighten. After you're done with the first piece and you've cut the yarn, go ahead and repeat the same steps to make another piece. Remember that the written pattern is on my blog so that you don't have to rewatch the video, you can just open that for reference. Now pay attention to this, hold your pieces like how I'm holding it, and you can remove your marker from the other piece. Insert your hook through this stitch, you know, the very last stitch that you did and then you cut the yarn. Insert your hook into this one, and then insert your hook into the stitch that is right next to the one that you made. So remember the stitch where your stitch marker was? Insert your hook into that one. And now you're going to single crochet. So pull up a loop and then yarn over, pull through both loops. If it helps you keep track, you can place a marker in the stitch just so you know where you started joining. Now we're going to do 3 more single crochets and join them together. So insert your hook into the next stitch, and then insert your hook into the next stitch on the other side as well. Then single crochet. Let's do this one more time. Make sure you're going through both the stitches. Let's do it once more. So insert your hook through this piece, then insert your hook through the other, making sure that you're not skipping any stitches in between, and single crochet. Now you've joined the heart together. So you should have done 1, 2, 3, 4 single crochets that are going through both of the pieces. Now we're going to work only on this side. So you're going to insert your hook into the next stitch and single crochet. Now I want you to do 1 single crochet in every stitch until you come all the way around. So keep doing 1 single crochet in every stitch until you come back all the way over here. I single crocheted all the way around the first piece, and now we've reached the place where our stitch marker is. What you're going to do is you're going to single crochet into the other piece now. Let me just move this out of the way so you can see what stitch I'm talking about. So this is where you've got your first single crochet and the stitch right next to it over here, the stitch that doesn't have anything through it. So this one right over here, the stitch that is after the one that you worked into, and insert your hook through that stitch and single crochet to join. Now this is the stitch where you're going to place your stitch marker, so you can remove it from over there now and place it in the stitch that you just did. And now we're going to single crochet onto the other piece. Now I want to note here that stitch counts are important. Of course they're important, but when I did my first heart, the pink one, the stitch counts were off. It didn't really make that much of a difference to my heart. So if you're panicking that, oh, I don't have the right stitch count, oh, how will my heart turn out? Don't worry about it. If your stitch count is off by like 3 to 4 stitches, don't worry about it. Just keep going, and I promise that your heart will still turn out fine. Now go ahead and single crochet all the way around until you come over here. From here to here, I've got 28 single crochets, and now we're going to end this round. So all of this that we did was 1 round, and now we're going to end it. So you've got your 4 single crochets that you did in the beginning, 1, 2, 3, and 4. You're going to insert your hook into the stitch that's right after those 4 single crochets. So right over here. And then you're just going to single crochet tightly. You have to make sure this is tight, otherwise you might have a hole in your work. Now this is your first single crochet of the next round, so you can just remove that marker, you don't need it. And place the marker into the stitch. And now we're going to be starting round 8. For this round, you're just doing 1 single crochet in every stitch. So go into the next stitch, 1 single crochet, into the next stitch, 1 single crochet, and do this all the way around. Make sure that you're just doing 1 single crochet in every stitch. You're going to do 1 single crochet in every stitch all the way around here until you come back over here. Don't go into these stitches. Now we're going to start round 9. In round 9, the pattern is going to be 5 single crochets and then a decrease. I'm going to show you how to do that. You're going to go ahead and start the round by inserting your first single crochet into the marked stitch and then placing your marker back into that same stitch. So that's 1, and in the next stitch, 2, in the next stitch, 3, in the next stitch, 4, in the next stitch, 5. So that's 5 single crochets, 1 in each stitch. Now we're going to do a decrease. To make the decrease, you're going to be working into these 2 stitches, but you're not going to insert your hook through both. Instead, you're going to grab on to only one of the loops like this. And then you're going to push your hook down and grab on to one of the loops of the other stitch as well. You can use your finger to help you, like that. Then you're going to yarn over and pull through these 2 loops. Then you're going to have 2 loops on your hook, so yarn over and pull through those 2 as well. And that is your invisible single crochet decrease. Now you're going to repeat this. Let's do it one more time. So we're going to do 5 single crochets, 1 in each stitch, 3, 4, and 5. And now we're going to do a decrease again. So you're going to insert your hook and grab onto only one of the loops of the stitch. Then grab onto one of the loops in the other stitch. So look, if I went through it like that, I'd be grabbing both the loops. Instead, you have to split it and grab only one of the loops. And then you're going to yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through 2, and repeat this all the way around. You're going to repeat this all the way around until you reach back here. After you're done, the next round is just going to be 1 single crochet in every stitch. So insert your hook. That's your first single crochet of the next round, and mark it with a marker. Now go ahead and just do 1 single crochet in every stitch all the way around. For this round, you don't have to do any decreases or increases. You're just doing 1 single crochet in every stitch. For the next round, we're going to do 4 single crochets and then a decrease. Start your round like we always do, 1 single crochet, and mark it with a marker. Since that's your first single crochet of this round, you already have 1. So in the next stitch, you're going to do 2. In the next stitch, 3. In the next stitch, 4. And now we're going to do a decrease. So grab onto the front loop and the other front loop of the next stitch. And then yarn over and pull through these 2 loops. And then yarn over and pull through the other 2 loops and repeat all the way around. So you're going to do 4 single crochets, 1 in each stitch. 2, 3, 4. And then you're going to do a decrease like how I showed you, and then repeat all the way around. So we're decreasing the size of the heart to make the shape. Now we're going to do 1 single crochet in every stitch again. Start off like we always do. The pattern is super repetitive, and once you get the hang of it, you can create as many of these heart plushies as you want. We're doing 1 single crochet in every stitch all the way around. The next few rounds follow the same exact steps, so please go to the written pattern and continue crocheting the next few rounds. It's super repetitive, so in the next round, start it off like normal. Start all of your rounds like this. We're going to do 3 single crochets and then a decrease, so you've got 1, and in the next stitch, 2, and in the next stitch, 3, and then you're going to do a decrease. And then you're going to repeat this all the way around. Now for the next 2 rounds, you're just going to do 1 single crochet in every stitch. Please remember to always mark the first stitch of the rounds. Now go ahead and do 1 single crochet in every stitch all the way around. Do this for this round and for the next round as well. Now to crochet rounds 16 to 20, please look at the written pattern for reference. It's the exact same steps that we've been following. Go ahead and crochet those rounds, and then I'll show you how to end your heart as well as how to embroider the face. When I was done with round 20, I filled it with stuffing, and I also added these safety eyes. Now I've attached black yarn to a plastic needle, and I'm going to embroider the face before we close up the heart. There are a bunch of different ways to embroider the face. I'm going to show you what I like to do. I don't usually show this part on my channel just because I'm not that great at it, but I hope this helps you out anyway. First, you have to decide where you want the face to be. And once you know where you want it to start from, just insert your needle and then just position it and go back down. Now we're just going to pin this in place over. So to do that, you're gonna go back up through the middle stitch, back down through that same place where you just came up from. Sorry, I know this isn't that clear. Don't know how to explain it. When you go down, this is just going to hold that smile in place, and you're gonna have that little, well, smiley shape. And there you go, that's how to make the face. Now we're going to end our work, so you can remove your marker. We're going to decrease into the next few stitches because we want to close the hole up even more. That's my first decrease. Now I'm going to do my second decrease. And this is going to be tight. I'm just letting you know that this part is going to be tricky. And then let's just do 1 more decrease. So we did a total of 3 decreases. And now we're ready to end our work. I'm just going to insert my hook through this stitch over here, and then the stitch on the other side. Pull it through, making a slip stitch, chain 1. Now I'm going to cut the extra yarn, pull, and tighten this. So you're going to have this little pointed shape, and now I'm going to make it less pointy. So I'm going to insert my hook through the center like that, grab onto this end over here and pull it through. Just pull, 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 pull. And now the bottom will be a little bit flatter. And then you just cut the extra. And there you go, you've got your heart. Since this video is getting incredibly long, I'm going to show you what tutorial to follow to make the legs. So if you go to my channel, find this jelly cat tutorial. Go to the section that says feet legs, so it would be these timestamps over here, and follow this part of the video to make the feet. As you can see, it's pretty long. So go ahead and follow the demonstrations in this video, but don't use fluffy yarn. Instead, use cotton or acrylic yarn so that your legs turn out a little bit smaller. I used cotton yarn with a 4mm hook, so my legs are smaller and they fit the plushie perfectly. Insert your needle through the stitch where you want to join and just pull it through. And then insert your needle through the foot and pull it through. And now you're going to repeat this until the whole foot is joined to the heart. So now I'm going to go through the stitch again, pull, and then go through the foot and pull. When you're done, just insert your needle through and pull. And you can cut it. And you're all done with your cute little heart jelly cat. For the mini hearts, we're going to start off by making a magic ring. To do this, make sure that you're holding your yarn with the tail facing you, and then wrap your yarn around your fingers, making sort of like an X shape. Then use your ring finger to hold this in place. Insert your hook under and grab onto this end over here. Pull it up and twist. Now we're going to chain one. So grab onto this end using your finger to help you and slide it through. Now you've made a magic ring. For round one, we're going to insert 6 single crochets inside this circle. Insert your hook into the magic ring, making sure that you're working over both of these. Pull up a loop, and then you're going to have 2 loops on your hook, yarn over and pull through those 2 loops. That is your first single crochet of round 1. So you're going to take your marker, bobby pin or stitch marker, and place it to mark. Now let's do 5 more single crochets so that we have a total of 6 single crochets inside round 1. As you're working, you can make your magic ring smaller by pulling this end over here, just so that it's easier to work with. Insert your hook, pull up a loop, yarn over, pull through 2. When you're done, pull your magic ring in tighter, and we're done with round 1. Now for round 2, we have to do 2 single crochets in every stitch. We're going to start off by inserting our hook into the marked stitch. Now we're going to do our first single crochet of round 2. So yarn over and pull up a loop, then yarn over and pull through 2. Go ahead and get your stitch marker and mark the first stitch of round 2. Now we have to do 2 single crochets in every stitch, so we're going to insert our hook back into that same stitch and do another single crochet. And repeat in all of the stitches. So in the next stitch, we have to do 2 single crochets. That's 1. Insert your hook back into the same stitch and 2. 1, and in the same stitch, 2. Do this all the way around until you reach your marker. Now we're going to do 1 single crochet in every stitch. So insert your hook into the marked stitch and do the first single crochet of round 3. Place your marker back through. Now we're going to do 1 single crochet in every stitch. Insert your hook and do 1 single crochet all the way around until you reach your marker. Now we're going to end this, so you can remove your marker, get your scissor and just cut and pull and tighten. Now repeat the same steps from round 1 to 3. Once you're done, you're going to have 2 pieces. Remember not to fasten this off because we're going to start directly from that same place. So you're going to go ahead and insert your hook into a stitch. So you know the stitch before you fastened off, I'm going to insert my hook through there. And then I'm going to insert my hook through the next stitch on this side. So not the stitch that already has one in it, but the next one. And now I'm going to single crochet. So you're going to pull up a loop through those stitches, and then you're going to yarn over and pull through 2. And this is what's going to join them together like that. Now we're going to be working all the way around. Go ahead and take your stitch marker and just place the marker over there. Now go ahead and single crochet into every stitch, including this one over here. We're going to work piece by piece. So right now we're going to be going through this piece. You're going to single crochet all the way around. Just 1 single crochet in every stitch to build a length. If your stitch count is off by a few stitches, don't worry about it. When I was drafting the pattern, when some of my hearts had wrong stitch counts and my heart still looked fine. So don't worry about it too much. As long as you're following the right steps, you should be fine. So you're going to single crochet until you reach over here. Single crocheted all the way around the first piece. You're going to reach this area over here, and now look carefully. So we've already worked through these 2 stitches over here. So these 2 stitches already have a stitch going through them, so we're not going to work in them. Instead, we're going to go on to the other side. So not this one, it already has a stitch, and not this one, but this one over here. So very tightly, you're just going to insert your hook into that stitch and single crochet to join. Now we're going to single crochet around the other piece as well until you reach where your marker is. Once you're done, you've created 1 round all the way around. So starting from here, all of this all the way around till here is 1 round. Now we have to do 5 single crochets and then a decrease and then 10 single crochets, then a decrease and then another 5 single crochets. So let's work through it together. Start by inserting your hook into the marked stitch, and this is going to be your first single crochet of the next round. So go ahead and place the marker back. So that's our first single crochet. Now in the next stitch we're going to do our second. That's 2. Then in the next stitch we're going to do 3. In the next stitch we're going to do 4. In the next stitch we're going to do 5. Now we have to do a decrease. Here's how I like to do it. So you've got these 2 stitches over here. You're not going to insert your hook through both the stitches like that. You're just going to insert your hook through one of the loops and then push your hook down and grab onto the front loop of the other stitch. Then yarn over and pull through 2 of the loops. Then yarn over and pull through the other 2 loops, making a decrease. Now we have to do 10 single crochets, 1 in each stitch. So 1, 2, 3. Now we're going to do another decrease. So grab onto this and the front loop on the other stitch, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through 2. Now we have to do 5 single crochets to end this round. Now we're going to repeat the pattern but in a different way. So we're going to start off by doing 5 single crochets again. Don't forget to mark the first single crochet of the round. So that's 1. Now in the next stitch, 2, then 3, 4, and 5. Now we're going to do a decrease. So just like how I showed you, you're going to grab the front loop and the front loop of the other stitch, then yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through 2. Now we're going to do 9 single crochets, 1 in each stitch. So 1, 2. Now we're going to do a decrease. So grab onto the front loop and the front loop, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through 2, and you're going to end this round with 4 single crochets, 1 in each stitch. 1, 3, and 4. Now go ahead and follow the pattern on screen to complete the next round. It's the exact same steps that we've been doing. So you start off with 4 single crochets, 1 in each stitch, then you do a decrease just like how I showed you, and then continue the pattern all the way around to complete this round. And the next round is the same as well. So it starts off with 4 single crochets and then a decrease. And then you're going to do 7 single crochets. So the number is decreasing one by one. And you're going to notice that the size of your heart is decreasing as well. So go ahead and follow the pattern on screen. And remember, when you're doing the decrease, you're grabbing onto one loop and the other loop of the other stitch, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through 2, and then follow the pattern to complete the rest of this round. For the next round, we're going to start off by doing 1 single crochet. And next we're going to do 3 decreases. So let's do our first decrease. One. Now let's do our second decrease. 2, and now let's do our third decrease. Now we're going to do 2 single crochets, 1 in each stitch. So you're going to do 1 and 2. Now we're going to do 3 decreases again. So that's 1. Now we're going to do our last decrease for this round. That's 3. Now we're going to end this round by just doing 1 single crochet. Now you're going to notice that your heart has gotten much smaller and we're almost done. Before you do the next round, fill your heart with stuffing. Now we're going to close up the hole. For this, you're going to be doing 5 decreases. That means that in this round, there are only decreases. Start by doing your first decrease. And don't forget to mark this with a marker as well, so that we know when we're done with this round. And go ahead and do a decrease all the way around. This is going to get really tight. Keep your finger inside the hole for as long as you can, because that makes it a little bit easier to do the decreases. But otherwise it's going to get really tight, and you have to make sure that your stitches are not loose in this part. So keep a tight tension. I'm doing my last decrease. And there you go, just move your stuffing around. Now we're just going to end our work, so remove your marker, and I'm just going to chain 1. I'm going to get my scissor, cut, pull, and tighten. And now we're going to tuck this into the heart just to make it a little bit more round. So I'm going to insert my hook through any of the stitches and then through the center and pull this through just like that. Oops, some of the stuffing came out. And then adjust my heart until it's the shape that I like. And we're just going to cut this extra. And you're done with your cute little heart. Now you can turn the heart into a keychain. I'm going to link these on my Amazon storefront. So we've got key rings and a jewelry clasp. So you put the key rings onto your heart, and then you can also decorate your heart with little ribbon bows. We're going to start off by making a fake magic ring. Of course, you can replace this with a real magic ring. So to make the fake magic ring, you're going to make a regular slip knot. Here's how I like to do mine. And then you're going to chain 4. 1, 2, 3, and 4. Now you're going to insert your hook into that very first chain and slip stitch. So insert your hook into the chain, pull the loop through, and pull that same loop through the other one on your hook. Now you should have a little circle in between your chains, and this is going to be your fake magic circle. Now we're going to chain 1 to start the round. For round 1, we're going to be inserting 8 single crochets into the magic ring. So insert your hook, pull up a loop, and then yarn over and pull through both of the loops on your hook. This is your first single crochet of round 1, so you're going to insert your stitch marker through. Go ahead and do 7 more single crochets so that you have a total of 8. Insert your hook, pull up a loop, yarn over, pull through 2, and make sure that you're working over this end over here. Once you're done, just pull your magic ring in tighter. Now for round 2, we have to insert 2 single crochets in every stitch. So insert your hook into the marked stitch and do a single crochet. And then place your marker back into that stitch because that's the first stitch of round 2. We always mark the first stitch of every round. Now go back into that same stitch and do another single crochet. Now you're going to go into every stitch and you're going to do 2 single crochets in the same stitch. So that's 1, go into the same stitch, and 2. Go ahead and do this all the way around until you reach the marker. 2 single crochets in every stitch. Now we're going to start round 3, so insert your hook into the marked stitch. Do your first single crochet of round 3 and mark it. Now the pattern is going to be 1 single crochet and then an increase. So you did 1 single crochet, and in the next stitch we're going to do an increase. An increase is basically when you do 2 single crochets in the same stitch. So insert your hook, pull up a loop, that's 1 single crochet, then insert your hook into the same stitch, and that's your second single crochet. In the next stitch, you're going to do 1 single crochet, and in the next stitch, you're going to do an increase, which is 2 single crochets in the same stitch. Repeat this all the way around, so 1 single crochet, and then an increase in the next stitch. 1 single crochet and then an increase, and you're done with your round once you reach your marker. Now we're going to start round 4, so insert your hook into the stitch with the marker in it, and that's your first single crochet of round 4, so go ahead and mark it again. Now the pattern for round 4 is 2 single crochets and then an increase. So you did 1 single crochet, and in the next stitch you're going to do the second single crochet, and then in the next stitch you're going to do an increase, which is 2 single crochets in the same stitch. And repeat this all the way around. So in the next stitch, 1 single crochet, in the next stitch, the second single crochet, and in the next stitch, an increase, which is 2 single crochets in the same stitch. 1, 2, and increase. For the next round, we're going to start off the same way. So you're going to insert your hook into the marked stitch, do your first single crochet and mark it again with a marker. Now the pattern is going to be 3 single crochets and then an increase. So you already did your first single crochet, so in the next stitch, you're going to do your second, and in the next stitch, you're going to do your third, and in the next stitch, you're going to do an increase, which is 2 single crochets in the same stitch. And repeat this all the way around. So 1, 2, 3, remember that's 1 in each stitch, and then in the next stitch an increase, all the way around. Now we're going to do our last round with increases, so start off like how we always do. Insert your hook into the marked stitch, do your first single crochet of the round, mark it again. Now the pattern is going to be 4 single crochets and then an increase, so you did 1, so in the next stitch 2, in the next stitch 3, in the next stitch 4, and then an increase. Repeat this all the way around. 1, 2, 3, 4, 1 in each stitch, and then an increase in the next stitch. When you're doing your increase, make sure that you're inserting your hook into the same stitch. Repeat this all the way around. Now for round 7, 8, 9, and 10, you're just going to do 1 single crochet in every stitch. That means no more increases. You're going to start each round by doing the first single crochet and mark it with a marker. Then you're going to do 1 single crochet in every stitch. So insert your hook into every stitch and do 1 single crochet all the way around. You're going to do this for round 7, 8, 9, and 10. I'm done with round 7. Now I'm going to start round 8 in the same way. So you insert your hook into the marked stitch, do 1 single crochet and mark it again. Now we're just doing 1 single crochet in every stitch. You have to make sure that your stitch count remains the same and that you're only doing 1 single crochet in every stitch. Don't make these stitches too loose. Try to make them a little bit tight because this is the part that's going to go downwards and make the top 2 points of the heart. Once you're done with all 10 rounds, here's how you're going to fasten off. You're just going to get your scissor and cut the yarn and then pull. Then I want you to go ahead and repeat these same steps to make another piece. So you can either rewatch the video or you can open up the written pattern for reference. Since you already know the steps, you can just follow along and then go ahead and crochet another piece that is exactly the same. So these are going to be the tops of the heart. On the other piece, don't fasten off. So when you're done with round 10, here's what you're gonna do. You're going to hold your work this way. You're going to place your pieces like this, and this is the very first stitch that you're gonna go through. So remove your marker from the other piece. Insert your hook through this one. So insert your hook through the very last stitch that you ended with, and then insert your hook through the stitch that had the marker in it. And now you're going to single crochet by pulling your yarn through both of these pieces and then yarning over and pull through the other 2 loops. Now I like to place a marker over here just so I know where I started joining from. You're going to go ahead and do 7 more single crochets. So you have to insert your hook through one piece, through the other piece on the other side, pull it through, and then yarn over and pull through the other 2 loops. So you're single crocheting these 2 pieces together. We're doing a total of 8 single crochets, including the first one. Insert your hook through one piece and then the other. So starting from that very first single crochet to this one over here, you're going to do 8 single crochets that join your piece together like that. Now we're only going to work through one piece, so you're gonna go and single crochet all the way around until you reach your marker over here. So make sure you're not accidentally skipping any stitch. Insert your hook into the other piece and then go ahead and do 1 single crochet until you reach the marker. Do 1 single crochet in every stitch all the way around. I'm working into the stitch right before the marker. And now you should have done, so from here all the way here, that's 40 single crochets. Now we're going to work onto this side over here. So insert your hook very tightly through the stitch. You have to make sure that you're going through the one that doesn't have a stitch in it. So like this one has a stitch in it already, so this is the one where we should start with. So you're going to insert your hook really tightly. I'm just going to work over this end that I have over here. And then you're going to single crochet. Now go ahead and do 1 single crochet in every stitch all the way around. Now I want you to do 1 single crochet in every stitch all the way around until you come over here. I'm just going to place a marker right here so that I know that this is where I should come back to. Go ahead and do 1 single crochet in every stitch. Now I'm going to do my last single crochet on this piece over here. So remember where I placed my marker to help me remember that this is my last stitch of the piece. I'm going to insert my hook there. This should be your 40th single crochet on this piece. So starting from that first one that we did all the way around, you should have 40 single crochets. All right, now we're going to start on the other side. Now here's where it gets a little bit tricky. So do you remember that first single crochet you did? You had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So the one that's after the 8th single crochet, this one right over there, is where all your rounds will start from. So again, remember those 8 single crochets that you did in the middle? You're going to count from there, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And then the one after that is where you should insert your hook to join both of the pieces together. Remove this. Make sure you single crochet tightly, otherwise you might have a hole. And then place your marker through the stitch. And now we're going to do our next round. For the next round, you're just doing 1 single crochet in every stitch all the way around. So you're going to go all the way around here and there, all the way until you come back to your marker. You're not going to do anything over here, so just ignore this. So I'm still on the same round, but I just wanted to show you. You single crochet all the way around and you go through the stitches that are here as well. So you just single crochet all the way around. There's nothing different. Just make sure that you're not going through these over here. When you reach this area, it's going to be pretty easy to tell which ones are your stitches because there's just going to be a line of stitches going this way. So just do 1 single crochet in every stitch going that way. Now we're done with the first few rounds that will build the top. Now we're going to start very gradually, just decreasing the size so that we get the heart shape. Here's what the pattern is going to be like. We're going to do 7 single crochets and then we're going to do an invisible decrease, and I'll show you how to do that. So first you're going to start off by inserting your hook into the marked stitch. Just start off your round like we always do. Place your marker back. Now, when I say round, your round is now all of this. So one round is a whole circle around both the pieces. So that's our first single crochet. Now we're in the next stitch, we're going to do our second, in the next stitch 3, in the next stitch 4, in the next stitch 5, then 6 and 7. And now we're going to do a decrease. So for a decrease, you're going to be joining these 2 stitches together. So to do that, you're not going to insert your hook completely like this. Instead, you're going to only insert your hook through one of the loops, then push your hook down and grab onto the front loop of the other stitch as well, like that. Then you should have 3 loops on your hook. Yarn over and pull through the first 2 loops, then yarn over and pull through the other 2 loops, making an invisible decrease. We're going to do this again. So go ahead and first do 7 single crochets, 1 in each stitch. 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7. Now we're going to do a decrease. So you're going to grab onto only one of the loops. You can use your finger to help you. Push your hook down and grab the loop from the other stitch. Yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through 2, and go ahead and repeat this all the way around. Now I just want to quickly talk about why there are no more stitch counts for the following rounds. This is because we have a huge number of stitches, and the next reason is that it doesn't really matter if your stitch count is off by 2 to 3 or even 4 or 5 stitches. This happened to me for my first few hearts when I was creating the pattern, and my heart still turned out so cute and you couldn't even tell the difference, which is why I don't want to stress you guys out. Continue along with the pattern, and if your stitch count is off, please don't be worried about it. Also, I didn't really want to count all the stitches all the way around. I'm sorry. And I don't want to put too much pressure on you guys and make you like count all of the stitches again and again, especially since it doesn't make a difference to how your heart is going to turn out. For the next round, we're just going to do 1 single crochet in every stitch. And the pattern is going to be like a decrease round, so a round with decreases, and then you're just going to do 1 single crochet in every stitch. So go ahead and just do 1 single crochet in every stitch all the way around until you reach back where your marker is. Let's do the next round. So we're going to start it off by doing 1 single crochet, place a marker, and the pattern for this round is 6 single crochets and then a decrease. So we have our first single crochet. In the next stitch, we're going to do our second, 3, 4, 5, 6. So that's 6 single crochets, 1 in each stitch. Now we're going to do a decrease. You're going to grab onto the front loop and the front loop of the other stitch. Yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through 2. Now go ahead and repeat this all the way around. So you're going to do 6 single crochets, 1 in each stitch. And then you're going to do a decrease. You're going to do this all the way around until you reach your marker. Next, we're going to do 1 single crochet in every stitch all the way around again. Now, the following pattern is super repetitive. Please go to the written pattern that's linked in the video description and continue crocheting. Remember, it's the same exact steps that we've been doing. There's just a different number of stitches. Follow the written pattern and keep crocheting until you reach the last round, and then I'll meet you there and then we'll fasten off our work and I'll show you how to end the heart. When you're done with the stuffing, the next round is going to have only decreases. So that means that the very first stitch, the one that had the marker in it, you're going to start decreasing. But don't forget to place your marker back because you always want to know where your round starts from and where it ends. Now go ahead and do a decrease all the way around. Please remember to add a lot of stuffing because the amount of stuffing that you add can affect the shape of your heart. So my heart is very plump and plush because I added a lot of stuffing. And then you can change the shape of your heart. So if you add a lot of stuffing at the top parts, you can make the top parts of the heart a little bit more pointy. And if you add a lot of stuffing on the sides, you can make it wider. So there's a lot of different ways that you can change the shape of your heart just by how you add the stuffing or how much you add. Now to close it up, you basically just have to decrease until you only have a few stitches left or until the hole is mostly closed up. Now there's no specific number of decreases. The next round isn't really a round, it's just a bunch of decreases that you're going to do until the hole is sort of kind of closed up. I'm still going to place the marker here just so that I know when I've come all the way around. I'm just closing this up And I'm going to do my very last decrease, because then after this I won't have any more stitches to decrease in. And you're done. Now to end your work, you're just going to chain 1 and you're going to cut your yarn, then pull and tighten. Now you're going to have this really pointy bit, and here's how to hide that pointy bit. You're going to insert your hook through anywhere and come through that circle at the top. Then you're going to pull this through like that. Oops. And some of your stuffing might come out as well. Cut the extra. And you're all done with your cute little heart.